A spirit of stragology hovers like a cloud. Black women think they can turn their femininity on or off. I believe that black women honestly think that by walking around in their masculine energy, they are actually helping themselves. But all you gotta do is look at the reality of their ring finger. This is what's coming. There's your fertility. There's your ability to really pair bond and successfully mate with somebody long term. It's tantamount to everything evil. I don't want to settle. I don't want to be abused. Professional women don't know how to be girls. That's just the net of it. Professional women today are losing with high value men because you're like men. Where are you going to get the men from to marry and make these families, to build this generational wealth, to fulfill your... You ain't been nowhere in New Year's Eve ever. Dick Clark is feeling sorry for you. And the madness still ain't over after then. After you've had to suffer through a soy tofu turkey, you've had to lie to yourself about Christmas and buy your own gifts and play, go to your... You're going to have to go play with other people's kids because you don't have your own with your PhD ass. Oh, then the New Year's, then the cherry on the stupid Sunday. Shout out to Amazing Lucas. Is Valentine's Day. So you don't mind having uncommitted sex?
I don't.
It don't matter if you got your hair done, nails done, everything done. Yeah, if you still walking around acting like a stray you are.
It takes... They turn their head to the side and act like they don't smell it.
That ego and that pride, sis, fuck so many black women up. You got too much ego.
They turn their head to the side and act like they don't smell it. People don't even want to engage with black women because that attitude is very rough.
If you want to crown them, then crown their ass. But they...
Amen. 1 2 1 2. Let's get it. We have to make sure that we keep the Pussycat Facts Report in people's thoughts and hearts and minds, unless we're just going to always be stuck. Why? Because you look through YouTube and you see the same conversation over and over and over again. No? So, I mean, it is what it is, but you're still going to have to say what men don't understand or why men don't understand women. I mean, you don't understand. You're so... Brothers, they are running laps around you niggas, man. We're going to start with this clip. The woman has been widowed. Matter of fact, let Kevin say it. Because I can say... Kevin put us on game. Let Kevin say it. This is the story of most bitches. Kevin, that nigga, man, he was a rough dude. It's the same story. He said they're all saying the same thing. Where's it at?
And they're all saying the same things. They had a relationship and marriage, or a relationship and engagement. It fell apart. It didn't work. And they're walking through, or a long relationship, and they're walking through the rest of the life like the Walking Dead. They can't seem to get out of their way.
They can't seem to get out of their own way. So in this particular example, this woman, she got widowed after she got widowed, she's basically walking around like the Walking Dead. You understand? And men are sitting there. Men are sitting there and letting her say this. I'm like, well, hold on. This woman needs to be addressed, but let's get to it. Let's get to it.
Speak. I understand for me, there's always a gray area to life, right? I definitely believe men and women are made for one another. I think we help push the goal of family ahead. I also agree with the fact that it's okay. I didn't see it as an individual.
I'm gonna not be too quick with the trigger, but push the family ahead, ma'am. Stop.
An individualism with the person saying that whatever she said about that aspect of it. You know, a lot of times in society, we prepare for what society tells us to prepare for or what is considered the norm.
Well, that's where you're wrong. But it's the guys. See, the guys, they can't let these women get these thoughts out. You must cut that shit off. I'm sorry. You don't just get to say societal norms. The societal norm was black women voted for Kamala and didn't want to hear what black men said. So you conform to societal norms. Okay? And it's not about the president. It's just about you're not trying to be together. And the only person that's following society is you. And that sounds like, I mean, whatever. We had our own thing going on, but they wanted to conform.
And for personal experience, I am a widow, and understanding that as a widow, I didn't prepare for him to go, and I was only in my 30s. And
as a widow, I had a great man. You hear me? And I know that was my heart, but he died. Now what am I going to do?
And so for me, understanding that I did everything the world told me to do. I was a kept woman. I submitted to the mission. And when the man passed on, they were like, well, why can't you take care of life? What is wrong with you? And so I was berated for not being able to take care of a 10-month-old child and berated for something being wrong with me. But I was like, I did everything the world told me to do.
Ma'am. Ma'am. I hate to say this. But this is how you know. And this is why you know the black community went and obviously she's going for the Victim Olympics. See, but we was raised in the because it makes it sound like I'm insensitive, but we had a stronger heart. And I know it's messed up because she has a strong heart when she allows other women to delete babies. And then in the black community, we used to say, yo, niggas get shot every day, son. You be all right. So she's trying to go ultra victim. And everyone has sympathy for her, but what does it show? It shows that, okay, you did everything right, then you can do it again. The only thing you're missing right now is your ability to let that man rest in peace and you go get another man. This is what's happening. And this is the type of hurt and unhealed people you got going around.
For something being wrong with me. But I was like, I did everything the world told me to do. I worked out. I still had a life outside. I was family oriented, nucleus family. I did all of that. So I say sometimes the gray areas of life gets in the way of what we see and what we think about how things are supposed to go. Because there are always exceptions to the rules when things are happening, right? I didn't see it as an individualism thing because at the end of the day, there are some women who are so invested in their husbands when the husbands are not around, then they have no identity, right?
Ma'am, you are saying some off the wall shit. You see? And it's so funny because no other class of people goes through this bullshit. But the guy's sitting there letting her talk. Why? Because she started with the death thing. With that widow stuff, that opens up the case to argue. Why are you bringing that up? So you saying you're not a good enough person to get another man? No, you're still trying. You're mad, and you should be that was the man for you. Now somebody else, you got to do a little extra, and that's all this is, man.
And then in my case, being a well-rounded person, did the healing, did all of the things I was supposed to do. I still lost. I lost by being treated badly by society. And so now in another light, I'm straddling the fence of, I believe I know how to be a wife. I date as a wife, unfortunately, because I don't know how to be nothing but a wife. So when I come into society, right, and I'm like, I'm gonna be busy being about my business. So when my husband finds me, I'm more of an asset.
There you go. There you go. There's the lie right there. Because that's a damn lie. If you was about your business, you could get any man. Ain't got to be about no money. So what do you want to be an asset to? You're not willing to love another man. So you said, I'm going to just make myself busy and somebody going to find me. What's the problem? You don't look like Beyonce. Ain't nobody give a fuck. So you're going to have to get it in passing like everybody else. You're not, yo.
So now that I've done all of the healing and I'm more of an asset to society, now I have to listen to, now my personal goals were my personal goals, right? Whether it has been a degree to be a mom, a homeowner, or whatever it is that you aspire to have, right? Then I'm told I'm devalued or something was wrong with me. I grew up in a 2-parent household. I also grew up in foster care. So I'm able to see both sides of life. So I'm grateful for God giving me the opportunity to see both sides of life.
Ma'am, you are fucked up out here. Why the fuck they ain't saying nothing? You are fucked up. You need help.
So I can make a logical decision about how to proceed. So I'm very logical about decision makings, right? And so the reality of this is moving.
Ain't nobody gonna say this woman is batflip crazy. This is crazy.
Forward is understanding there are going to be some gray areas within this. There is no right or wrong. And so when someone makes a decision, understand they're making a decision based off of their circumference, their proclivities, and their understanding. You could have never told me at the age of 34 I was going to be a widow and have to navigate life and then say, hey, you're wrong for not being able to pay your mortgage. You're wrong. So now currently.
No, that is not the question. You're wrong because you can't get another man. Oh, I can get him. So what's taking so long? Well, these men, right. But the guys are letting her tell. That's what I say. These men don't understand no woman.
With dating, and I'm like, I'm an asset. I have these degrees. I have a great job. I just want to.
I have these assets. I have degrees. I have a great job. Right. You know what?
And they're all saying the same things. They had a relationship and marriage or a relationship and engagement. It fell apart. It didn't work. And they're walking through, or a long relationship, and they're walking through the rest of the life like the Walking Dead. They can't seem to get out of their way. And it doesn't matter. They know what the issue is. But when you ask, have you sat down with a psychological professional and worked out your issues? The answer is no.
I don't need a cookbook.
Yes, you do need a cookbook.
You need a and then say, hey, you're wrong for not being able to pay your mortgage. You're wrong. So now currently with dating, and I'm like, I'm an asset. I have these degrees. I have a great job. I just want to help my husband and I want to be here. And then you're still telling me I'm wrong.
You're damn right. You keep acting like you're some sort of choice. You're some sort of pick of the litter. Ma'am, you're leading with your wallet. Take that shit to your grave with you. If you ain't trying to get that money up, you should be saying, look, I got this money. I got these degrees. I'm willing to pay a man to come love on me and to be loyal to me. You're sitting up here acting like you're Beyonce. You got some fucking nerve. Who cares what you got?
Pay your mortgage. You're wrong. So now currently with dating, and I'm like, I'm an asset. I have these degrees. I have a great job. I just want to help my husband and I want to be here. And then you're still telling me I'm wrong.
Unfucking real.
Don't jump off. Don't do anything. And what's going on? So then somebody like myself comes along and talks to women and just kind of steps through. And next thing you know, you hear women.
I'm a PhD.
Got a PhD.
There you go. That's all she care about.
Pay your mortgage. You're wrong. So now currently with dating, And I'm like, I'm an asset. I have these degrees. I have a great job. I just want to.
She got these degrees. She got a great job. Ma'am, that ain't got nothing to do with your stinking ass pussy.
And everything else and your advanced degrees and your career and da 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 da. What has happened is your relationship muscles, the skills are rusty as French toast.
So your degrees and all of that doesn't matter. Your relationship skills are rusty as French toast. You are batshit crazy.
Now currently with dating, and I'm like, I'm an asset. I have these degrees. I have a great job. I just want to help my husband, and I want to be here. And then you're still telling me I'm wrong. So for me,
wait. I'm sorry. Are you a widow?
Yes, I am.
Oh, well, I think we should say our condolences. You know.
Thank you.
Our
Here we
condolences.
go.
Thank you.
Here we go.
Thank you. And so and to close this up, what I'm
Here we
saying is
go.
sometimes I'm a lot of women are not out here in the situation, because you will have men that'll instantly say, well, where's your husband? Or where's your this? I did have a covering. The covering was taken away from me.
So where's your husband after that? If you were so good, then you could get another man to treat you the same way. But that's not the case. He was the only man that would kiss your nasty black ass. And you are like, damn, to get another man, I got to do some extra shit. And I wasn't used to that. So I'm going to make myself busy getting degrees and getting achievements that America allows me to have. Ma'am, you are fucked up out here. You just don't see it, man. You know what? Let's do it.
So I think you're disrespectful for running around acting like this does not exist. Women like that are your enemy, sister. Women like that are your enemy. Women is the average woman, the average girl. And she knows that she's got to go work and make money. So this is where your attorneys, your doctors, your lawyers, your finance people, this is where your go-getter, ambitious women come from.
You get it? She's a go-getter. Look at her. She knows she has to work. She had that one husband. He passed on. Rest in peace. She's done.
And that'll instantly say, well, where's your husband? Or where's your this? I did have a covering. The covering was taken away from me. And although I've done the healing and I've done this and that, and here I am sitting in these conversations where the gray area is presented. There's always a gray area to life. There's nothing is ever black and white. And so I land there.
Can I ask you a question about? It might be sensitive, though, but you don't have to answer.
Yeah, no, I can answer. I'm very open. That's why I'm here.
Just for the educational purpose for those who's listening, that are not thinking that it could actually be them one day that this sad thing could happen to them. If you was to go back before this happened, and you, let's just say miraculously you knew that this was going to happen,
Right.
is there anything you would have done different as far as affairs and order or something like that?
Because I was in my 30s and still navigating counseling and have aged out of the system, I was still learning about family. So I always knew family was very important.
So you was 30-something years old, still learning about family. This is it. That's what. Don't even pay to ask. Don't be asking these bitches no questions if you want to hear something just stupid.
And have aged out of the system, I was still learning about family. So I always knew family was very important. I think what I wish I would have known was the business of a relationship. I didn't know the business of a relationship. I knew how to be in a relationship, but I didn't know that there's always a business. There's a business to death and there's a business to relationship. And that's not a negative thing, meaning that having more affairs in order, meaning that I can't say I would have changed me because I was working towards the degree. I was already working towards.
Do you think you would have maybe gotten life insurance?
No, we did have that. But what I'm saying is life insurance doesn't cover the fact that I still have to parent 2 children. Life insurance did cover the fact of the emotional aspects of showing up, right?
There you go. Man the fuck up. Man the fuck up. That's what you want to be. See, because all you got to do is go get that pussy to somebody else. What's the nigga name from Dead Presidents? I forgot the nigga name from Dead Presidents. But yeah, go get somebody that's going to help you out with them bills. Well, you didn't do that. You pushed through it. What happened in the meantime? You don't know how to be with a man anymore. It's over. What do you got to offer? I guess a feminine piece of pussy, because that's the only time you probably make some feminine noises. I mean, come on, sis. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad you said it because people I just got into this life insurance thing and I just
this is where we at with the blacks. You niggas can't even get a bitch. You niggas talking about death. Shit don't make no sense, man. Let's move on.
Hey, sir, I know what it's like for a black man to commit suicide. I've seen the things that go on to society. I've seen the things that have happened. So I'm.
Oh boy, I didn't know. You know what? I'm leaving this video. I didn't know she went all the way there. So if she had a husband that took his own life, ma'am, hold on. This is horrible.
I've not been able to grieve. This is the first year, right? And so
hold on, this victim ass.
Yes, because okay, so I'm at 10 years, right?
Wow.
I just am
10 years ago, her husband died. Let's go.
I just am at the point of understanding this year, 10 years. I'm just at the point of understanding that I can rest.
Oh.
I am a flight attendant. I'm showing that I'm strong. I've not been able to grieve. This is the first.
Ma'am, this shit is crazy, son. Yo, you know what happened to our black community, man? Yo, it's fucked up. Let me tell you what happened. Yo, they ate themselves out of sexiness so bad, right? Let me tell you what happened, son. Yo, they ate themselves out of sexiness so bad, right? That when they cry and feel bad, they just look like fat people. You know what I mean? So when you start crying and you fat, niggas start laughing and shit. So the shit is wild. It's almost like, yo, I can't even care about you like a damsel in distress. I can't hold you. I can't do shit. You all big. Like, yo, shit is wild. And it's sad that ma'am, didn't you know you was a girl before you start eating your way out of sexiness? So you believe that's what you know. Her dead husband was the only man she could boss up on, because she ain't gonna ever be able to do that again.
That I can rest.
Oh.
I am a flight attendant.
Gladiator bitch.
I'm showing that I'm strong. I've not been able to grieve. This is the first year, right? And so I'm a flight attendant. I work for the Department of Justice, and I am a business owner. And the hustle in me is that I don't want to depend on him taking care of me, because that's no longer my life, unfortunately. And I appreciate that that what is being provided is taking care of our family. But and I'm being honest with you all. How do I date somebody when my home is fully paid for?
You can't.
What? How do I date when my home is fully paid for? What? See, that's why you know our black women are fucked up. Now, if you can't date and you got a home already, you could basically have any man, for the most part. You got your home paid for. You don't need shit. So you trying to get something out of a man. You don't need nothing, just a man. So you're upset that a man get to come in there and fuck on you without you getting anything. Yo. And this is what I be saying, yo. So you just a stingy ass bitch. And you would rather be by yourself and you're paid for a house. That shit is wild, because you can't get a man to fork up for your pussy. This is crazy.
What is being provided is taking care of our family. But, and I'm being honest with you all, how do I date somebody when my home is fully paid for?
You can't.
What? Who said that?
How do I date somebody when my home is fully paid for?
You can't.
You can't date somebody with your home fully paid for, but if a man has a home fully paid for, he can date. HD Live in the building. What's good, son?
What?
How do I date a
with a
man?
ghost?
How do I date?
Out here on a Sunday, man. You know I don't do the Sunday thing, so I'm getting lucky here. I get to talk this gladiator shit before I, show brothers what the Pussycat Facts Report is once again. But to just hear everything before the pussy, you like, shit is wild.
Date a man who's still trying to build his life, and I'm sitting here telling you all I grew up with nothing. I pulled my own self up by my bootstraps.
Girl, every
You
person
don't
is gonna
hold on,
have
wait,
to
you don't think you can date somebody with a paid off, but you got a paid off house?
No. I'm not saying that is the asset. I don't think that defines it. What I'm saying is a lot of men that I have encountered, right? And I'm 42. So either the men that are trying to pursue me are younger or they're way older. Mm-hmm. And a lot of the men that are trying to talk to me,
they're just getting started.
They're just getting started and they're married.
What does that mean? What the fuck does that? Oh shit. I got a date in the hour. I hope she scores well. Yeah, but you worry about that after you do your thing. You get the box first, son. You get the box first. You get the box first. Then you worry about the PCF report. Okay? See, if I talk to her and I'm 38 years old, she would say I'm too young. Yo, this is wild behavior, son. Only our women do this shit. She's talking about because she has a house, she can't date because a man does not have a house. Now, if he did have a house, what he would be getting is her pussy. And her pussy, whatever, man. I'm not going to even try to break that down.
Me.
They're just getting started.
They're just getting started and they're married to their mothers, right?
Yeah.
So imagine meeting a woman like me that says, I love you. I want to create vulnerability for you. I want to curate a household. And
why you can't just say, I want to give this pussy to you. I want to rub you down. I want to cook for you. I want to love on you. What the fuck are you talking about?
Getting started.
They're just getting started and they're married to their mothers, right?
Yeah.
So imagine meeting a woman like me that says, I love you. I want to create vulnerability.
No. See, that's not that. See, that's all wrong. First of all, you got to say, listen, son, I'm not Beyonce. That's what you need to lead with. I'm not Beyonce. I'm 42. So get all that Beyonce shit out of your mind. All right? You can't bend and flip this pussy. I'm here to talk like some sort of business. And the reason why she says that, let me tell you what. Like Kevin told us everything. Look at what Kevin told you why she's saying what she's saying. Yo, Kevin was on these bitches, man. I give him that. I give that man some credit. I tried to get all the clips where he covered everything because he did it over and over. So listen to her.
Married to their mothers, right?
Yeah.
So imagine meeting a woman like me that says, I love you. I want to create vulnerability for you. I want to curate a household. But I bring this, and this to the table. And when I tell you I bring this to the table by myself, it is for you, sir. So when I'm dating you, hypothetically speaking, hey, sir, I know what it's like for a Black man to commit suicide.
What? Anyway, this is what Kevin has said.
Who make these ridiculous lists of standards to keep their list so high to justify why they end up by themselves.
Simple. Simply put, Kevin simplified this bitch. You understand? Anyway, check out what she's about to say, Brandon. Listen to what she's about to say. Now, she's a widow. Her husband died, so she tried to use the victim. It's all about leverage. They want us to bow down. HD Live, you on the new channel, right? You and Brandon, y'all on the new channel, right? Because it's funny that you tapping into what I talk about on the other channel. Listen, it's all about leverage. They want us to bow down, then she must pay. And I came up with this new phrase. Y'all niggas gonna like it, B. It don't matter if a man got his own place or car if you ain't 6 foot. You see all that shit? That's why we came up with the Pussycat Facts Report. But on my other channel, we getting away from the Pussycat Facts Report. But I did come up with this new phrase, guys. I want you niggas to let me know what you think. But I ain't going to do it just yet.
Seen the things that go on to society. I've seen the things that have happened. So I'm telling you, sir, I work so hard for me to be able to be a good woman, to give my man a break when he comes to the table.
Ma'am, can I ask you one question? Can I ask you one question? What if that man don't want none of that shit that you bringing to the table? Like, why a man don't want what you're bringing unless you're giving it all up? So why are you even talking about it? Because what's supposed to be the shit is how you are loving, caring, and giving up this pussy. Ain't really got to cook.
He decides.
You're saying there's no man that would be okay with.
Nah, HD Live is HD Live. Let me tell you something, HD Live. If you thought Prince Simp was a horrible name, that's matter of fact, I know you're not on the new channel, because if you thought Prince Simp was a horrible name, wait till you see the name of the new channel. You're gonna be like, yo, this guy's out of control. And we might make it and we might not make it. Because my names, I'm putting myself behind the 8 ball every time. I got just about the dumbest names. You hear me?
You're saying you're not running into no man that sees you as an asset.
No, it's gonna be
No.
So
different.
she's saying he doesn't have the capacity to hold her and know what to do with it.
So she has a house and she works as a flight attendant, and the man that she gives her pussy to doesn't have the capacity to fuck her and know what to do with her house and her job.
Like my mother lost my father around the same age, like 31, 32.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying? And he had paid off a house out on Park and had an apartment building the next door and left her a decent amount of money.
Wow.
She didn't, whatever happened to the money, but she wouldn't have been able to date either. And you said you had a child. Is it a boy or a girl?
A boy.
How old is he?
He's 10 now. So can I explain? Because can I ask the men this and then I'm gonna move on?
No, well, I'm gonna provide maybe just to answer the question before you ask. I was on bullshit if my mother tried to date. I remember one time we was at Sports Authority and I was supposed to be getting a baseball glove. And the man tried to holler at her. And I walked up like, we got to get back home. Dad to be home. So knowing my father passed. That's the bullshit that kids do to prevent their moms from doing it.
Well, I'm just trying to, I don't understand how.
There you have it, guys. I mean, you want to hear, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. The man own mother. He knows that he sabotaged his own mother. And she let it instead of slapping his ass. Get your ass up out of here. And as far as this woman, we're not living in those times. You got so much going on, send that nigga to the park or something when you dealing with me. Send that nigga to your family. Send that nigga to the movies. I ain't got to see him just yet. Once I do see him, he know. And it's rough because that's what we say a lot of times when it comes to these single mothers. Ain't nobody trying to beat your son ass. Ain't nobody trying to beat your son ass. So what you should do is make sure his ass is somewhere. I mean, you fucked your life up. This nigga said, eating these older women, they are just, man.
I don't understand how when y'all argue that most people need 2 incomes to make it happen, whenever she's got one half of it or even more than one half of it. You're saying it's an issue with incompatibility.
So I'm gonna ask the question to the men, and then I want you to answer. And y'all are my brothers. So I'm gonna use y'all as my brothers, right? Hey, brothers, I met this man. He stays with his auntie. He has 2 jobs and no kids, and he's not really able to provide. But he proposed to me. He likes me. Would you tell me to be with that man?
Hold on. Hold the fuck up. Hold on. See, I didn't even watch this video, man. I just know that these guys don't know shit. And I was just trying to do a little introduction before I do my little Pussycat Facts Report stuff. But hold on. Hold the fuck up. She said, I met this guy. He stays with his auntie. He has 2 jobs, no kids. Would you say I should deal with him? First of all, let's get one thing straight, bitch. You ain't taking no man's advice. That's first and foremost. And this is why I say, these brothers, they're really messing this whole thing up. You ain't taking no man's advice. Let's get that out the way. Hold on, man, because Kevin had talked about that too.
Single. The women in your family keep you single. Black women keep black women single. Do it. When you go run and tell somebody about your boyfriend, who you talking to? You ain't talking to your daddy. You talking to your mama. You ain't talking to your uncle. You talking to your aunt.
So stop acting like you're gonna use men's words. Because if we say, yo, go be with that nigga, you ain't gonna do it. But that's not the point. Let's hear what the men say. Because the men are the ones that's fucking this whole shit up. Watch this.
To the men, and I want you to answer. And y'all are my brothers. So I'm gonna use y'all as my brothers, right? Hey, brothers, I met this man. He stays with his auntie.
He stays with his auntie.
He has 2 jobs and
he has 2 jobs and no kids.
No kids, and he's not really able to provide. But he proposed to me.
He's not really able to provide what? Provide what? but he loves you so much that he proposed to you. What would y'all tell him? H. Brandon, what would you tell her? HD Live, what would you tell her?
And y'all are my brothers. I'm gonna use y'all as my brothers, right? Hey, brothers, I met this man. He stays with his auntie. He has 2 jobs and no kids.
Remember, she got a house. Her house is paid off. Her house is paid off. A man met her. He has 2 jobs and no kids. She has a house. She's 42 and she got a 10-year-old son. And she works as a flight attendant, meaning she can't sit around and monitor that man. He get to go do whatever because she's on the air. And trust me, I know I got one. So he got 2 jobs and he's coming into your household and he proposed to you and he love you. What would y'all tell her?
To make it happen. Whenever she's got 1/2 of it, or even more than
The men, and then you, and I want you to answer. And y'all are my brothers. I'm gonna use y'all as my brothers, right? Hey, brothers, I met this man. He stays with his auntie. He has 2 jobs and no kids, and he's not really able to provide. But he proposed to me. He likes me. Would you tell me to be with that man?
Would you tell her to be with that man? Guys, talk to me, son. But let's see what the guy said.
And he's not really able to provide. But he proposed to me. He likes me. Would you tell me to be with that man?
Sure. Do you love him? Do you love him?
A man that cannot provide for himself should not be trying to date.
You just said that you could.
Hold the fuck up. She said a man that has 2 jobs and cannot provide should not be trying to date. There y'all have it. Oh boy, here we go. Here y'all niggas go. Y'all some rough niggas, man. She asked y'all for advice. And here go Brandon. She needs to talk to him. That's not what she wants to hear. She wants to hear a yes or a no, but she really want to hear no. And then HD Live, she's mad that he's down for the auntie more than her. Shit is wild. Can't listen to these older women because they don't know what a man is. If they do know what a man is, they will have a man. Facts. It's really not that complicated. These damn Hispanics, they travel across the border. They ain't got shit, and they know how to get a man. You got a man, right? Now talk that talk, Brandon. You got a man who has a job and willing to work. I'm not sitting around, and it's a reason why he working 2 jobs. He's working to get his own place. He's stacking up. Whatever the case is, he's making an earnest living. He's making an earnest living, man. Come on, man.
Do you love him?
A man that cannot provide for himself should not be trying to date.
You just said.
Y'all heard that? A man that cannot provide for himself, meaning that he's living with his auntie with 2 jobs, he should not be trying to date. Now, look at who's telling you that. Somebody who is not Beyonce, only Beyonce. Beyonce is the only woman in the world, for the most part, that can talk that talk. And because we want to use Beyonce, because we want you bitches to know you ain't Beyonce. So we got to use Beyonce because we got to make you know that you ain't her. So why are you trying to treat the rest of my niggas low when you know you ain't no fucking Beyonce? Shit is wild. Crazy work. Women got to learn to just play their part, always trying to be in the videos, all up in the videos. This shit is wild. Listen to her. A man with 2 jobs should not be getting no pussy. And I would be safe to say he damn sure shouldn't be getting your pussy.
Do you love him?
A man that cannot provide for himself should not be trying to date.
You just said that you could provide for him.
The issue is,
if it's all about if you brought
should
that
he
to
want
me
to?
and you said this is who I want to be with, wouldn't you be aggravated if I said no, you shouldn't be with him?
No.
No.
See? They don't know women. She's looking for you to say, yo, don't be with him. You need to be with a nigga that got a whole bunch of money because that's the only way that you're going to have a great relationship. Without saying, yo, your pussy ain't shit. He going to cheat on you because you look at you and you're only going to get fatter and you're only going to get uglier. Ain't telling the bitch the real. You need to be using your money to your leverage. You are not Beyonce and you are only going to get uglier. Let's just call it what it is. And I understand why you upset because your husband died. He was the only man that understood your beauty. It's only in the eye of the beholder. Other than that, it's all about how your pussy feel and how you know, and all this. Hold on. It's all about this other shit.
Friend, if you swallowing, goggling.
It's all about if you doing all the fly shit.
Cause you gave me all your pussy.
It's all about if you doing all that. The man got 2 jobs. You got a house and a job. I don't see what else is necessary.
The issue is
if it's all about if you brought
Does he
that to
want
me
you?
and you said this is who I want to be with, wouldn't you be aggravated if I said no, you shouldn't be with him?
No, let me
Man don't understand women. She's looking for you to validate her stupidity, King. Of course you're saying the right thing.
Wouldn't you be aggravated if I said no, you shouldn't be with him?
no, let me tell
There you go. Now, at this point, if I was on the panel, we supposed to berate this bitch. And I'm talking about you go off. You ain't no Beyonce. You only gonna get fatter. Last thing you saw was the motherfucking treadmill and a salad. I mean, you go off. You hear me? You can't even wear your real hair. When the last time you was a size 12? I mean, whoa. Yeah, best you got is a pussy. How good is that? If I put my nose down there right now, would it smell? I mean, just light it up.
the issue
If it's all about if you brought
Does he
that to
want
me
you?
and you said this is who I want to be with, wouldn't you be aggravated if I said no, you shouldn't be with him?
no, let me tell you why. Because you should say to me as a woman, hey, this man needs to get his affairs, and he doesn't have to be rich. He has to have the necessities of life.
There you go. There you have it. Mexican women, their husband goes to Home Depot and make maybe $20, $30 a day. And then some weeks he'll make a better week. That man takes his money home. He gives what he got to give. They got on welfare. They're doing what they got to do. They got a couple other families in the house with them. The bathroom's always clogged up. She goes over there and stands at the free food dispensary and get extra rice and stuff to make sure the house is plentiful. I mean, and they fucking make babies. And guess what they do? They go out to the soccer field and all the families come out and they playing soccer and they drinking the beers and they all chip in and get a 24 case and keep this life going and having a great time. It's only our women. It's only our women, son.
No, let me tell you why. Because you should say to me as a woman, hey, this man needs to get his affairs, and he doesn't have to be rich. He has to have the necessities of life, because no man would not date me if I was begging him for
Well,
something.
See, this is where you're wrong. You don't know what a man to do. And by the fact that these brothers and sisters are letting her sit up here and talk is outright ridiculous.
Do you consider yourself to be a helpmeet like the Bible?
I do. I'm willing to help.
This is your opportunity to be one of the best helpmeets this man could probably ever run into in his entire lifespan.
So you mean to
That's
tell
the
me?
issue.
You mean to tell me?
You're
as a
saying
single-
let's just pretend, let's just assume he checks all the blocks. He's whatever you want emotionally. He's got 8 inches of whatever you need. He's helpful. He's discerning. He's just running into some things to where he's struggling, and you and him has the compatibility to surpass all of the challenges if y'all were to link up together. You're saying that he needs to earn more just to.
Okay, no, I'm not saying earn more. I need him to be able to take care of himself first before he decides to include me in it. What I'm saying is, I'm a woman with 2 kids. He's a man with no kids. I literally asked, and this is a real situation. I asked him, was he selling his paycheck? Because he never has any money.
What did he say?
He explained to me that he's behind. And so this is not a man that I discarded. This is a man I became a friend to, and he's still not ahead. His mother comes to hang up his curtain.
Are you saying he's ahead because he's not doing the right thing he should be doing with finances?
Apparently so.
Well,
there you go. There you have it. So that's all I ever talk about, brothers. I ain't gonna lie. That's all I really ever talk about. I talk about affirmative action was set up for the Black community. If you're young, you don't know. Affirmative action was set up by Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton and all them, right? To, help the Black community get more corporate jobs and things like that. And what happened was the companies was like, oh shit, we will really look good if we get a black person and a woman. So they check 2 boxes. You see what I'm saying? And the women were supposed to take that and, okay, we know you want a man with money, but if you don't and that man love you and he make an earnest living and he's not a criminal and he loves you and your family, I don't see what more to it was. It was, but the black women took affirmative action as a selfish step on the black man. Because if affirmative action was for black men first and didn't incorporate the women, we wouldn't be in the place that we are now, where they took it and went selfish with it. And this is a direct example right here. She is a direct example, and she's old. So guess you got to give her that. Ain't like she gonna make no new family. She's old. Damn. Yo, they fucked this community up. I ain't gonna lie, man. I ain't gonna lie, son. Why that brother say no for he should have said yes? Right, he's stupid. How you know if his auntie needs some kind of assistance with her health condition she might have? She don't care. I think you was right from the beginning. She's mad that man cared. I think you on it, Brandon. Word. Because she's got so much to say about his auntie and his mama. And then she said, yo, are you selling your paycheck? So that means that he might be giving it to his family or something like that. Because she don't call him a drug user.
Became a friend to, and he's still not ahead. His mother comes to hang up his care of himself first before he decides to include me in it. What I'm saying is, I'm a woman with 2 kids. He's a man with no kids. I literally asked, and this is a real situation. I asked him, was he selling his paycheck? Because he never has any money.
What did he say?
He explained to me that he's behind. And so this is not a man that I discarded. This is a man I became a friend to, and he's still not ahead. His mother comes to hang up his curtain.
Are you saying he's ahead because he's not doing the right thing he should be doing with finances?
Apparently so.
Well, you probably should have just led with that. Like, he's horrible with finances. A man came to me, he's horrible with finances, and he wanted me to be his woman. We could have nipped that in. Children. Well, yeah, I'm just saying, but I didn't know that. I'm
being honest, but what I'm saying is, in this situation, there's always gray areas to life. So that's kind of my perspective to the conversation. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying a man has to be where I am. When I say I am an anomaly of a woman, right? Meaning that
Well, I tell y'all, I am an anomaly of a woman. Ma'am, do you think you look as good as Beyonce? No, but I got something different. To who, ma'am? Niggas that's poor. Ma'am, do you rock with niggas that's poor? No. So you ain't shit to nobody. That shit is wild. Wow.
I built myself up from my own bootstraps, come from the gutter, the projects, and military, and experience a lot of crazy stuff. And then you tell me to get out here and date. And I'm open to dating the average, the bus driver, the barber.
Well, let me just ask you this. If he was with you, finances wouldn't be an issue for him, right? His main struggle, right?
Right.
Okay, so that nips that in there. What other issue did he have?
There is no other issue. See, this is another problem that happens with these brothers. They always trying to give these bitches a way out. Stupid, man.
His main struggle, right?
Right.
Okay, so that nips that in there. What other issue did he have?
Did the gentleman have?
He was tied to her mother, the mother thing.
Well, obviously, if y'all hitched together, that wouldn't be an issue either, because then he would relocate, right?
Some moms will sabotage a marriage just to stay that connection to it.
There you go. There you have it. Yeah. There you have it, son. There you have it. You hear me? Straight ridiculousness. Come on, man.
Her mother, the mother thing.
Well, obviously, if y'all hitched together, that wouldn't be an issue either, because then he would relocate, right?
Some moms will sabotage a marriage just to stay that connection to it.
Here's what I'm saying, and I'm gonna move on. I am basically saying that I am not asking you to be better than me. I know
you can't. You only will be talking to the air. You can't. See, but the brothers won't tell her that. That's crazy.
We all are.
Let me tell y'all niggas something. Y'all niggas, let me tell y'all niggas something, man. That shit is wild what happened, son. Yo, this shit ain't no different. It ain't no different. That's why we came up with the Pussycat Facts report. This shit is still high school or elementary school or middle school. We can still laugh at the fat bitch. We don't give a fuck if you wear nice clothes. Are you kidding me? Yo, y'all nigga, yo, I don't know what's happened to y'all. That shit is wild.
Here's what I'm saying, and here's what I'm saying, and I'm gonna move on. I am basically saying that I am not asking you to be better than me. I know we have shortcomings in life. I know we have
unbelievable. Yo, son, you remember you was in school, like, and you know this fat bitch, her parents got money, and you still call her a fat bitch.
Proclivities. I know that I'm not a perfect person, right? But I'd be damned if I would tell my daughter who has attained in life to be with a man who has potential and trying to figure out versus a man who.
Do your daughter look like Beyonce?
Has a plan. I'll get with a man for a plan and safety that is actually demonstrated.
But those guys are not an option. You just communicated that you don't have that as an option. The only guys that are coming to you is these guys. These type of guys.
I gave that as an example. I do have that option, but I
before y'all go.
Example, but what
no, let's stay right there. Let's stay there. Let's talk about the guys with the option. Okay, so you got the option with the real guys. Let's talk about that.
These guys, these type of guys.
I gave that as an example. I do have that option, but I
before y'all go,
example, but
before y'all go back down this line, I know we gotta get everybody else involved. So who's next?
Go ahead.
I think it was Amra.
Wow. No, he didn't try to shift the conversation, yo. These niggas are clowns. He already just told you he used to play a hate on his own mother. This nigga's a clown.
Guys, I'm sorry, you guys. I don't know where the topic went, but
yo, we're gonna do a separate video on that. Nigga said I used to play a hate on my mother. He's everything that these bitches talk about.
But I guess we were talking about not needing a man or not being fulfilled.
Unbelievable. Oh shit. Wow. Yo, the nigga literally moved the conversation. Anyway, we gonna get that nigga. We gonna get him. That nigga's a clown. Sorry, guys. I know you niggas don't like that clown behavior.
Story time video of a really terrible experience that I had. So I want to tell you about the worst day of my life.
I want to tell you about the worst day of my life. Breathe. Breathe, sis. Breathe. Breathe, sis.
Of a really terrible experience that I had.
Breathe, dog.
So I want to tell you about the worst day of my life. I've been thinking a while about making this video because it's very personal and it's very hard to talk about. But this is going to be sort of my way, my form of healing. And maybe in the process, by sharing my story, I can help others in my similar situation heal as well. Because I know that when I was going through this, I looked online and looked for articles and videos and stuff like that. And it helped to hear other people's situations. So anyway, today is December 17th, and I was supposed to become a mommy, but that didn't happen because several months ago I had an ectopic pregnancy. So basically that is when the embryo implants itself somewhere where it's not supposed to go. And in my case, it implanted itself in my fallopian tube. Let's back up a little bit. My husband and I have been married for 3 wonderful years, and we planned to try to start a family a little over a year ago. And we were very nervous, but excited. And so this was planned. This is something that we wanted. And you know, once you make up your mind to you know, buy a house or move in together or get married or have a child, you're pretty eager for that to happen. And it can take a while though, especially when you're in your 30s. Anyway, we planned this pregnancy and we're so excited when we found out. I actually took 4 pregnancy tests because I wanted to be absolutely sure. I was kind of in disbelief. So when I got to tell my husband, Stephen, that we were pregnant, we were very nervous and very excited. And so I pretty much right away went on Etsy and bought some stuff.
So she gets pregnant with Steven's baby. Steven did not have the Pussycat Facts report. Pay attention here. Steven did not have the Pussycat Facts report. She gets the pregnancy test. Steven is happy. She goes on Etsy, starts spending Steven money on baby shit. Let's go.
Baby stuff. We found out at the end of April that we were pregnant, and on Mother's Day we were going to tell our families. But my ectopic pregnancy happened April 30th, and so obviously we didn't make it to Mother's Day. But I had bought all these little gifts and stuff that I was going to give, but we were going to give our parents when we told them. So after I had the ectopic pregnancy, I wrote everything down and in the form of a letter to my husband, because it was a very emotional time, and I wanted to kind of get it down on paper and then just not think about it or try not to. So I'm gonna open.
So here we go. Guys, let me explain to you what's going on. She gets a guy named Steven. Steven does not have the Pussycat Facts report, which is a major, major problem. Steven loves her. Steven marries her. They say, look, Steven's a good man. He got the house, got a good family. You come live with Steven. He's going to provide, and we're going to plan to have a family. Yeah, I met Steven in my 30s. All right? But what did I tell Steven? Nah, this pussy right. She has an ectopic pregnancy. What's an ectopic pregnancy? When the baby gets caught up in the fallopian tubes. How does the baby get caught up in the fallopian tubes? Because the fallopian tubes have an infection, and sometimes these infections can harden. How do they get the infection in these fallopian tubes? A lot of studies say usually chlamydia and gonorrhea. After she loses now, once you have an ectopic pregnancy, the baby's stuck in the tubes. You cannot, the child cannot be birthed, right? So she says that she wrote Steven a letter after they had the miscarriage. She didn't say Steven was down. She didn't say Steven was heartbroken. She don't give a fuck, okay? Because Steven is the only one losing here. And what did this cowardice ass bitch do? Instead of talking to Steven in his face, she wrote a letter. And now she's going to open the letter for us on the internet. Let's go.
Just not think about it or try not to. So I'm going to open this letter that I wrote my husband. So on the back here it says, Steven, read this to remember our history, our memories, good and bad. Please realize and believe me when I say that I'm so grateful to have you in my life.
Fake ass bitch. Can't even go talk to Steven to his face. Yeah, these bitches ain't shit, son. Trust me.
Bad. Please realize and believe me when I say that I'm so grateful to have you in my life. I love you more than words can express. You're my whole world. You're everything to me. Okay. All right. Okay. It says, Dear Steven, Sunday, April 30th was the worst day of my life. I woke up with severe abdominal pain after finding out that I was pregnant just 10 days before. We were so surprised and happy, and then in a matter of hours, we were crushed. I felt so sick that Sunday morning, but I wasn't bleeding anywhere, so I thought what I was going through was normal. It wasn't until you called your Aunt Teresa and told her that I was sweating profusely that you insisted that we go to the emergency room. We discovered that my blood pressure was 70/50, and I was bleeding internally from a ruptured fallopian tube. I was about 7 weeks pregnant when we found out the pregnancy was ectopic, stuck in my tube. I was confused in terrible pain and on the verge of fainting because I was in hypovolemic shock, stage 3. Hypovolemic shock is when you're losing close to half of your blood in your body. Stage 4 of hypovolemic shock, by the way, is basically when you die. Even though I was given morphine in the ER, the ultrasound was so painful physically and emotionally. We were supposed to have our first ultrasound, an official doctor's appointment, on May the 2nd. And we were going to tell our families that we were expecting on Sunday, May 14th, Mother's Day. Instead, we had to go through this. I was squirming in pain during the ultrasound, and your heart was breaking because you were seeing our baby's heartbeat as we were being told everything, including the baby had to be removed in an emergency surgery.
There you go. So don't ever let anybody tell you that whatever you hear on YouTube is where the conversation stops. Man meets girl and shit works out. No. And it ain't none of that financial shit. Bitch can't even deliver on the free shit.
You called our families to deliver the heartbreaking news, and only Liz and Juan came and stayed with us at the hospital. After a successful surgery, we were told that I lost half of my blood, 2.5 liters. Had we waited longer to go to the ER, I would have died. This horrible nightmare was so painful. It was the worst day of my life. But in a way, it was also my best day. It brought me closer to you.
What? Oh, shit. Wow. I want to hear this.
My best day. It brought me closer to you because of how strongly you stood by my side.
Wow. Wow.
I'll never forget what you did for me. I am so grateful to you, and I want to spend the rest of my life trying to repay you. I love you more than anyone, and you're the most incredible husband. Man, I gotta take a break.
There you have it, guys. There you have it. You understand me? Now, being that we ain't got no viewers or anything like that, I'm gonna bring this story back on the weekday show, so brothers can get a good laugh. All right.